For our next special factoring techniques, we're going to be talking about perfect square trinomials. And here again, it's recognition of what your trinomial is and being able to go ahead and factor or divide it as quickly as possible. So here again, it is a shortcut. And when we're talking about perfect square trinomials, we're talking about things that look very similar to this. So we get an x plus y, and this is the generic sense of it, that quantity squared. Or it can actually be an x minus y quantity squared. Now, I don't really worry about the positive and negative very much because it just evolves in front of you. And this guy is called, both of these guys are perfect square trinomials. All right, and let's go ahead and take a look at a problem that looks like this. So we get a quadratic, right? We get an x squared minus 10x plus 25. All right, so yes, we can go first times last, two factors that equal middle, which is at negative 10, and come out with factors. But if we look at this guy, it actually goes a little bit faster than that because the first and the last, those guys are both squares. The square root of x squared is x, or x times x gets me x squared. Well, 5 times 5 gets me 25, or the square root of 25 is 5. Well, there's my answer. I have an x, I have a 5, group those guys, square them, and the sign, like I said, kind of evolves. This middle term is negative. Well, that's because I get 2 of them. I get 2 negative 5x's, which gets me 10x. So as we learned earlier, when we multiply those guys, we can look for this shortcut. This shortcut coming backwards, though, is much, much faster. It saves us a lot more time, excuse me. All right, so all I got to do is notice that. Now, if I look, I can do one more here. 4x to the 4th plus 2x cubed plus x squared. First off, there's a lot of x's here. All right, don't forget about my greatest common factor. So I can factor out an x squared. Leaves me with 4x squared plus 2x plus, and when I divide something by itself, I always get 1. All right, so let's look at this guy. These first and last are actually squares. 2x times 2x and 1 times 1, which gives me 2x, a 1. I get squared. Don't forget about this x squared out front. And my sign comes from my middle term, and it's plus. Now, it doesn't hurt to check those guys just to make sure. Okay, and let's do one more. Give me a new sheet here. Let's take a look at this guy. 49 x squared minus 28, whoa, that got a little crazy, xy plus 4y squared. Now, if I take a look at this guy and I try to do this the same way I've been doing everything, I got 49 times 4, which is a large number. So I'm going to try to take, reduce that down a little bit. Well, I can't get an x out of everything because this term is just 4y squared. I can't get a y out of everything because this is just an x squared term. This guy right here is not even, so I can't divide 2 out. The only factors are 7. I can get a 7 out of there, but not there. So nothing really factors. So this guy's first times last 2 factors that equal negative 28, which is huge. And you could spend a lot of time on this. And this is where this really comes in handy. That guy's a square. That guy's a square. The square root of 49, x squared, is 7x. The square root of 2, or excuse me, the square root of 4y squared is 2y. I know that quantity is going to be squared. The sign's going to be negative. I am already done with that problem. Forget first times last 2 factors equal negative 28 because my first and last are squares.